That is vodka.
I got tequila.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprising, right?
Did we win?
I think so.
Oh, great.
It was a really good idea, but it really wasn't much of a payoff.
No, yeah, you've got to work on the game.
Okay.
This is no Ellen's game of games. Let's put it that way.
No game of games.
Right.
This is a purple carpet bid.
Thank you, Andy. That was great. I want to thank Oprah Winfrey, Lil Nas X. See you tomorrow. Be kind to one another.
Tonight on KITV4 Island News. A stalemate comes to an end for now.
We can live in peace for a few months.
A truce reached for TMT on Mauna Kea. Then it's no ordinary Christmas cleanup.
I had a nice yard. Now I have a mud yard.
A Mililani community left covered in debris following this week's floods. And if you're looking for a place to watch fireworks, we'll show you the list of legal shows across the state.
Now, from Honolulu, for all of Hawaii, this is KITV4 Island News.
The stalemate on Mauna Kea has taken a new twist today. Good evening, I'm Brenton Awa. Today was the day the demonstrators on the mountain were told to move, and they did. What can be seen as a compromise between the group that opposes the building of the 30-meter telescope and the state. KITV4's Tom George is live at Mauna Kea to explain what's behind today's progress. Tom.
Yeah, and Brenton, Kupuna here on Mauna Kea are calling this a victory. Now, we're all too familiar with the scene right here. This is what we've seen since July, right here on the access road. You see the tent right there in the middle of the road, but that's all about to change. Basically, this is creating a truce. So for months, this has been blocked as the protectors continue their fight over TMT. Today was supposed to be that deadline imposed by the state to move the camp or face consequences. Instead, though, they got an offer from Mayor Harry Kim that would call off law enforcement in exchange for moving the tent to the side of the road. Now, this actually came after a long debate that took a few hours inside that tent right there. Protest leaders tell me there were some who were against this because of past mistrust. Some were willing to take the risk of a standoff with police, but in the end, a majority decided that this was the best thing to do because it'll create 2 months of peace to continue those negotiations, and they're calling this a major breakthrough.
It was a game changer for this, and it allows us to maintain our stance here, and so they're completely willing to do that. That was the message we got from him. That was our I don't know if you want to call it negotiation, but that was our stand.
Now again, the Kupuna tell us that this is all temporary. They say the end goal is, of course, a complete end to the TMT project. That's their end goal, and it remains to be seen what's going to happen as a result of those negotiations. They say they are in contact with TMT. They wouldn't tell us anything about those negotiations, but for all we know, in 2 months we could be back to square one. But of course, they are calling this a major breakthrough, and in the meantime, they are going to be clearing this tent onto the side of the road. The road will be blocked off in the meantime while they do that, but they are expecting that visitor center here could be open as soon as Saturday. For now, reporting live from Mauna Kea tonight, Tom George, KITV4 Island News.
Tom, thank you. And back on December 19th, Governor David Ige announced he was pooling law enforcement from Mauna Kea so they could go home for the holidays. Hawaii County Mayor Harry Kim then followed that and announced he was also pooling local police from the mountain. No timetable was given from either leaders on when police might make a return to Mauna Kea. KITV4 reached out to TMT that day. Officials told us construction will not begin until the state proves they can provide safe access to the construction site. We also reached out again today, and they stand by their statement. Officials also expressed that Mauna Kea remains the ideal and preferred site for the telescope.
We are standing here, as I said, in solidarity for our kupuna. We want the governor to hear our voices and to say that we're not going to go away.
On Oahu, protesters showed their support for kupuna on Mauna Kea. This morning, they gathered in front of the governor's office. As you hear, they want to make sure their voices were heard. And KITV4 has continuing coverage over the tension over TMT. You can read and watch all of our stories on our website, KITV.com, or download our free mobile app to get the latest updates and breaking news. Well, it's been 6 days since a 6-year-old boy from Hilo went missing, and there's still no sign of Benny Raposa. He was last seen on December 20th along Kalanianaole Avenue in Keaukaha. After days of searching, both fire and police departments called off their search efforts. However, volunteers continue to look for the boy diagnosed with nonverbal autism. He's described as being 3 feet tall, weighing about 50 pounds, with brown eyes and brown hair. Anyone with information about where Benny could be is asked to call police. New at 5, reconstruction of the Puna geothermal venture is on track to be completed by the end of this year. This is according to the Hawaii Tribune Herald. The plant became surrounded by lava during last year's eruption of the Kilauea volcano. Lava also destroyed a substation and covered some geothermal wells during the eruption. It also cut off road access to the plant. The Herald also reports PGV hopes to start selling electricity by early next year. And we might be one step closer to finding a name for Fissure 8. The Hawaii Tribune Herald also reports after next month, the naming committee will discuss 21 possible names with the Hawaii Board of Geographic Names. There's 4 front runners right now. Among those, they were chosen because they were submitted by people who live in the Puna and Pahoa communities and are native Hawaiian speakers. Honolulu police are investigating a car crash that sent a man to the hospital. According to police, a 48-year-old was driving east on the H1 freeway when he took the Waimalu off-ramp. That's when he lost control of his car, sideswiped another car, then hit a guardrail. Paramedics took the man to the hospital in critical condition. To a live look out at the Pali Highway, you can see traffic moving there along parts of the highway. Closed there yesterday because of bad weather, but reopened to many drivers' delight. You can see the debris scattered across the road. The Department of Transportation closed it for a few hours yesterday as they cleaned up. The closure came only days after the highway reopened, and crews worked for nearly a year to repair the highway after a major landslide shut it down. Live look outside over Honolulu. Some clouds out there today. Some lingering rain for the eastern half of the islands. Meteorologist Pete Caggiano tracking those showers. Pete.
Yeah, sunshine for us, but yes, still some rainfall, Maui County and the Big Island. So we're tracking some of that rain as it continues to kind of linger there. But a beautiful day here on Oahu. What a difference day makes. Let's take a look at what happened to that front. The front that brought the severe weather to Oahu and Kauai and parts of Maui. That is kind of falling apart, but it's lingering right over the Big Island. That's what those dotted lines mean. We'll take you in to the wider view. You can see we've cleared out here across Oahu and maybe just a light shower for northern slopes of Kauai. Some heavier rain, though, approaching the western sections of Maui County. So heads up through Maui, Lahaina, about to see rain. If you're not seeing it yet, you should see it shortly. And then if it holds together, it could make its way all the way over towards Kahului by 5:46. It might not make it over the West Maui Mountains. It might kind of drain it, but heads up, there's at least a chance of some showers there. And then over towards the Big Island, we've got some rain into Puna, Kau District. We'll take you down through Puna, Nanavali Estates area, Pahoa, some scattered showers possible. Even Hilo saw a few light sprinkles there. Coming up, we're going to track the rainfall, let you know when the rest of the state will clear out. Plus, we've got trades on the way back and some huge surf on the way for North Shores when that arrives. Breton in just a bit.
Pete, thank you. Kipapa Gulch residents in central Oahu spent the day cleaning up after heavy rain and floods swamped the area yesterday. KITV4's Nicole Tam is live in the newsroom tonight. Nicole, some places were damaged there.
That's right, Brenton. Some of the people I spoke with today have lived there for more than 30 years, and they tell me yesterday's flooding was the worst they've ever seen. Now, it's a small community with less than 20 homes in that area. More than half the residents there were forced to trek through the mud to get to their homes because, as you see right there, flooding turned their yards into rivers. Driveways once filled with gravel are now mostly filled with mud, and markings on the sides of the homes of some of these homes show how high the water rose.
I park in mud. I have to walk in mud to get in my house. I have to wash my feet before I get in and out. And just got to get rid of the mud.
Looking ahead to prevention for the next weather event, some of the homeowners claim things like sandbags doesn't work because water rushes in and rises way too fast. The residents also tell me crews are coming in to line the ground with gravel tomorrow, and the cleanup process could take about 6 to 8 months. Reporting live, Nicole Tam, KITV4 Island News.
Day can change a lot. Thanks, Nicole. Heavy rain has put the entire island of Maui under a brown water advisory. The public is being advised to stay out of flood waters and storm water runoff because they could get sick with bacteria in the water. Not all areas may be impacted, but officials say if the water is brown, you're advised to stay out. Also on Maui, heavy rain and flooding forced the Ka'a Point parking lot at Kanaha Beach Park to close. The Department of Parks and Recreation will keep the area closed until it's clear and safe. And the strong winds that blew through our region brought down dozens of trees and power lines across the state this morning. The staff at the Ho'omaluhia Botanical Garden in Kaneohe found down lines at the Visitors Center, so they decided to close the 200-acre garden today. It'll remain closed possibly into Saturday while the Hawaiian Electric Company makes repairs. Crews are also working to get rid of the scores of downed trees, and the Parks Department has now suspended camping at 3 sites in Ho'omaluhia, as well as Bellows Field Beach Park through Monday. Honolulu Parks and Recreations Department says those who already have campground permits can get a refund. The new year is just around the corner and still ahead. On KITV4 Island News, there's some fireworks safety tips to make sure you ring in the new year safe and sound.
Start your day with KITV4's Maleko McDonald, weekdays on Good Morning Hawaii.
The rule of 3 states, things that come in threes are inherently more appealing than those that don't. We couldn't agree more. Three trucks, 1 GMC.
It's the GMC Denali Season 2 upgrade. Get $2,500 purchase allowance on this 2020 GMC Canyon Denali. Visit your local GMC dealer and take a test drive today. We are professional grade GMC.
It's the big end-of-year sale at Planet Fitness. For just $1 down and $10 a month, you'll get tons of equipment, free fitness training, and a totally comfortable place to go at your own pace. Get all this for just $1 down and $10 a month. This big deal is kind of a big deal. Don't miss it. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, the judgment-free zone.
Visit your local Planet Fitness to sign up today with no commitment. Hurry, offer ends December 31st.
The next Ellen has a lot to unwrap.
That's a good one to put up. Merry Christmas, everyone.
With Dwayne Johnson.
Kevin Hart took that.
He's really been working out lately.
I mean, it's just like looking in the mirror. We're twins.
Plus, more surprises.
But first, we're going to need to split the audience in half. Whichever side wins is going to win what's in the box right here.
Plus, Chrissy Teigen on day 7 of Ellen's giveaways.
Ellen, weekdays on KITV4 Island Television.
From beloved family, neighbors, and friends, to celebrated musicians, honored veterans, and first responders. From the beautiful Ko'olau Mountains to Kaneohe Bay. This is a place where memories, like the views, go on forever. Hawaiian Memorial Park, Cemetery and Funeral Services.
Toyotathon is on, and the deals are heating up this winter at your Surfco Toyota dealers. Lease a 2019 Tacoma Double Cab SR5 V6 for just $325 a month. A 2019 Tacoma Double Cab TRD Sport for only $349 a month. Or a 2020 4Runner SR5 4-wheel drive for $398 a month. When the year ends, so does this sale. So hurry in now, because Toyotathon is on at your Surfco Toyota dealers.
You're watching KITV4 Island News.
Welcome back. As the partisan fighting over the presidential impeachment continues, there's more rumblings in the Senate today as President Donald Trump continues to rail against Democrats, accusing them of treating him unfairly. Here's ABC's Inez Della La Corta.
Go ahead. Thank you.
President Trump still on holiday in Florida, but still fuming over impeachment, firing off a new string of attacks on Democrats this morning, blasting House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, slamming her California district, and criticizing her for threatening to delay his Senate trial by withholding articles of impeachment from the Senate.
She hates the Republican Party. She hates all of the people that voted for me and the Republican Party.
Pelosi is refusing to take the next steps in the impeachment process, explaining in a letter to her colleagues, it now remains for the Senate to present the rules under which we will proceed. Democrats are pushing to have new witness testimony and documents as part of the president's trial, but Republicans already indicated they're likely to reject those requests. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell telling Fox News he'll work hand in hand with the president.
But we'll be working through this process, hopefully in a fairly short period of time, in total coordination with the White House counsel's office.
A member of McConnell's own party now distancing herself from those comments. Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski, a moderate Republican, expressing her concerns on KTUU TV.
When I heard that, I was disturbed. To me, it means that we have to take that step back from being hand in glove with the defense.
Murkowski becoming the first Republican to publicly voice those concerns. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says the two sides are at an impasse and that he doesn't expect much progress until after lawmakers return from recess in the new year. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, Washington.
All right, back home, time for the evening rush hour. Pete back with a look at the roads. Pete, how's it looking out there?
Not looking too bad. Of course, a lot of folks still on holiday, so things looking pretty good in most locations. We'll go ahead and take a look at the drive times, much better than they normally be during rush hour, especially if you're heading out to the west side. Average speed about 43 miles per hour on the H1 through Pearl City. That's looking a lot better than normal. Into town, no major concerns. We'll take you into H1 and middle smooth sailing here, so you're looking pretty good. You do slow down a bit as you head past downtown. We'll take you into downtown area. You can see a little bit of a slowdown there. And then as we head past Punahou, looking good on to the east side over towards Aiea Heights. No major concerns. And solid, but looking pretty good as we head through Pearl City and Aiea, and certainly not bad on the west side. Coming up, we've got details on some big surf that's on the way. We'll track that next warning level swell. That's coming up after the break.
Accurate weather forecasts with meteorologist Pete Caggiano on KITV4 Island News.
It's FedMart's year-end blowout sale. Now through New Year's, all mattresses must go to make room for next year's models. Save up to 65% on floor samples, discontinued, factory closeouts, and more. Hurry in for the best selection. Beat FedSmart. Shop FedMart.
New Hope Oahu brings an inspiring message for life each week. Join us here on KITV Saturday nights at 10:30, right after Island News.
Give the gift that keeps on sipping this holiday season at Jamba Hawaii. Buy 25, get 5. Receive a $5 Jamba reward card with every $25 spent in Jamba gift cards. And try our new PB Wow Cacao Bowl made with organic cacao powder, creamy vanilla frozen yogurt, and peanut butter blended perfectly for that undeniable wow factor. Or indulge yourself with Hawaii's favorite chocolate mood smoothie. It's joy to the Jamba world, celebrating 20 years of blending aloha.
Island Style, where we are honored to tell your story every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. right here on KITV. And we are honored to partner with Ward Village and all the locally owned businesses that make Ward Village their home for live, work, and play. That's every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. right here on KITV.
I'm standing on the mountain, about to fall. I'm running all the rooftops, 50 foot tall. I'm breaking through the ceiling.
Celebrate Infinity's 30th year with 2020 Edition 30 SUVs. Lease the 2019 QX50 for $379 a month, plus get a $1,500 winter bonus at your local Infinity retailer.
She wanted to move someplace warm.
But he wanted snow for the holidays. So we built a snow globe.
get that later.
But the one thing we could both agree on was getting Geico to help with our homeowners insurance.
What?
Switching and saving was really easy.
I love you!
Sweetie, hands off the glass.
Ugh.
Call Geico and see how easy saving on homeowners and condo insurance can be.
I love her!
Powerful snowstorm forced a highway in Southern California to shut down. I-15 shut down last night because of hundreds of cars that were getting stuck in the heavy snow. So yeah, pretty incredible there in Southern California. We'll take you to a spot that does see a lot of snow. People in Chicago, they're breaking out spring clothes though, much warmer. The city has been breaking temperature records lately. It reached 60 degrees today. Very unusual. Forecasters say the record-breaking temps will not last. Expected to fall back into the 30s. So some kind of crazy weather out there. I'm sure the folks in Chicago enjoying it, and we'll continue to watch better weather here as we clear on out after yesterday's stormy weather. Rain and winds calmed down in most spots today. Still some rain, though, for the eastern half of the state. We'll take a live look outside right now. This is our King Street camera. South Shore looking good. A few clouds coming over the Coal Owl Mountain Range, but overall not bad. 82 degrees. Our winds have shifted west-southwest at 11, and it is relatively dry in most spots across Oahu. We did see a couple of areas of rain develop just to the east of Hawaii Kai, but most of that should stay offshore, maybe a light sprinkle there. Elsewhere, into quite a couple of showers for the North Shore, but most spots in west side, but most spots looking pretty good. Into Maui County, we've had some leftover rain develop, moved over Molokai, and now is heading for West Maui. So we'll take you into Lahaina area, West Maui Mountains, some scattered showers. Kapalua seeing some rain, and we'll see if it holds together, but if it does hold together and makes it past the mountains, we could see some sprinkles into central Maui. The mountains likely will drain some of this rain out and kind of weaken it, but we'll keep an eye on that. Down towards the Big Island, we've got some scattered showers for Puna. Down through Hilo, maybe some light radar returns, not a whole lot of this making it to the ground. Pahala seeing some scattered light showers as well, and we've seen some rain along the terrain on the Kona side, but most of it is kind of Mauka of where most folks live, so not a whole lot of shower activity there. As we head into tonight, still some lingering rain possible. Maui County and the Big Island. Kauai and Oahu staying generally dry. Into tomorrow, we see Big Island start to dry out, lots of sunshine, and our trade winds return. So northeast winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Still could see a shower or two in the morning for north and northeasterly facing slopes, but overall not anticipating a whole lot in the way of rainfall. So should be a relatively nice day. Generally sunny conditions. We'll have a couple of windward showers possible in the morning. Outside of that, trades returning, temperatures warming close to 83 degrees in most locations, with those trades coming in out of the northeast at 10 to 20. So lots of sunshine moving in for tomorrow. Surf is still in the lower ends in most spots. 4 to 6 for north, 3 to 5 for west, 2 to 4 for east, and 1 to 3 for south. Still have some brown water concerns. We are tracking, though, a big swell that's going to move in starting Sunday on north and west shores. We'll see our swell, our surf start to rise. Could see on the North Shore 15-plus foot waves face scale, and then it becomes large to extra large on Monday into Tuesday. That's when we're expecting a high surf warning to be in place. So this Monday, we could have waves over 25 feet, and possibly on Tuesday as well for New Year's Eve. That's going to be big surf early next week. Also some big high tides. Another one right before sunrise, right at 5:01, almost 2.5 feet expected. So looking pretty good, I think, as we head towards the weekend. Our trades returning. We'll have those east winds at 10 to 20. Those winds will increase to 15 to 20 as we head into Sunday, and then we'll keep our winds around for the new year. Looking pretty good. Highs in the lower 80s and lows into the lower 70s. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. We'll have much more on your forecast coming up at 6 o'clock. We're going island by island. You're watching KITV4 Island News at 5.
KITV4 Island News, sponsored by Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Yes. Choir, sing. Join to the Come on. Don't stop clapping now.
Happy Honda Days is on now. unwrap the joy of a new CR-V, the best-selling CUV over the past decade.
That's all right.
My cholesterol was going up, my blood pressures were going up, and my weight was going up, and I didn't know what to do. But my doctor said to consider the Ekahi Ornish program. And after the 9 weeks, my weight was down, now a total of 45 pounds. My blood pressures are normal, and my cholesterol is still normal. I feel better than I have in 20 years.
Looking to improve your worn, aged flooring in your home? Ask for Engage Genesis luxury vinyl waterproof flooring. Engage Genesis has the perfect panels, easily installed with attached padding. Get the look of real wood with less maintenance at an affordable price. Perfect for your bathroom, kitchen, and dining room. Enjoy rich coal wood patterns that'll transform your home to a look of royalty, fit for a king. Engage Genesis. Quality waterproof flooring so good it'll have you drooling. Available today at Abbey Carpet.
Baby has a syndrome called Rubinstein-TB syndrome. The doctors had told us they don't know how long she has to live. Being here with the Ronald McDonald House, it had allowed me and my family to be closer to baby. That's what keeps her going. That's what is keeping her strong, keeping her fighting.
It gave me hope to help my daughter get well. Thank God for this house.
There's a special moment when everything falls into place just so. That's the feeling you experience with each piece of Hawaiian Host original chocolate-covered macadamias. This holiday season, share that perfect moment with your loved ones and Hawaiian Host.
This segment of KITV4 Island News is sponsored by Hawaiian Host.
Well, New Year's Eve is right around the corner, and many across the state are getting ready to pop fireworks. A reminder to the public, only firecrackers bought with permits are legal to set off. All other fireworks, including sparklers, and like you see here, all of these aerials or fountains, illegal. You can buy firecrackers legally from retailers licensed from now until midnight on New Year's Eve. That's next Tuesday. Firecrackers can be set off between 9 at night on New Year's Eve until 1 a.m. New Year's Day. The Honolulu Police Department says anyone caught with illegals, whether selling or using them, could face 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $2 grand.
Be safe out there. That's key. If you're looking for a place to watch a legal aerial show on New Year's Eve, we have a full list on our website. On Oahu, there are shows starting just after 10 p.m. off Kahala. The Hilton Hawaiian Village, Lagoon, and Waikiki happens shortly after that. And then at midnight, 3 shows will happen at the same time, one at Turtle Bay on the North Shore, another one at Ko'olina, and a third one with the barge offshore of Waikiki.
On Kauai, the biggest fireworks show there is set to happen just after 8 p.m. at the Poipu Beach Resort Association. It's free and open to the public. And on Maui, a fireworks show is slated to go off a minute before midnight at the Grand Wailea Resort. On Lanai, another fireworks show happening at the same time at the Four Seasons Resort. And if you're on Hawaii Island, Hilo Bay, that'll have
spot to watch them, yeah.
Well, Santa Claus wasn't coming down the chimney of a North Carolina couple's home on Christmas Eve, but they certainly heard a clatter.
Yeah, it turned out to be their new robotic vacuum. Elisa and Thomas Milam were upstairs in the bedroom when they heard some loud noises downstairs. The couple was so afraid of the intruder just entered their home, they hid in the closet and they called 911. Deputies arrived and they spotted the little guy there.
They asked me how long I had it, and I said about 2 days, and they all just started laughing because they knew it was just one of those things. But they were all great. They had great attitudes about it.
And somehow the vacuum turned itself on in the middle of the night, and I could see how that could be scary. You're hearing something bounce around. They bounce off the walls. They make a lot of noise. I have one myself. So
okay, it takes a little bit of time to get used to it.
Yeah, if it starts off in the middle of the night, it can kind of freak you out, yeah.
Well, coming up on KITV4 Island News at 6, Hawaii on the brink of a blood shortage. A serious story here. Find out why the Blood Bank of Hawaii is low on donations and how you can help. We'll have those stories and more coming up tonight at 6.
We'll see you then.
Experience the bold, crispy, mouth-watering flavors Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen is serving up in each and every bite, providing closed captioning for KITV4 Island News.
Owners of select competitive vehicles can lease the 2020 Acura RDX for $379 a month. And now for the fun stuff.
Wherever you go, KITV4 Island News goes with you. Get updated news, traffic, and weather on your mobile devices at KITV.com or download the KITV News and Weather app now. Sponsored by Hawaii State FCU. Always right by you.
It's Bedmart's year-end blowout sale. Now through New Year's, all mattresses must go to make room for next year's models. Save up to 65% on floor samples, discontinued, factory closeouts, and more. Hurry in for the best selection. Beat BedSmart. Shop Bedmart.
Going out tonight? Maybe we can help. We can slap some bling on you. Set you up with a sweet ride. We'll get you a room. And if you're lucky, you may even have a companion for the night. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Owners of select competitive vehicles can lease the 2020 Acura RDX for $379 a month. And now for the fun stuff.
The Americans here on the ground and the Iraqis. 18,000 tons. Patatas. Ismail? David. Thank you. Thank you.
Coming up after World News tonight, many kids may have gotten toys for Christmas, but what if some of them could be bad for their health? That's what health experts are warning of. We'll tell you what they're saying to watch out for.
Stay up to date on traffic and weather with Tasia Worley, weekday mornings on KITV4 Island News.
Tonight, we're following several developing stories. A powerful and deadly storm slamming the southwest on one of the busiest travel days of the year. Snow stranding drivers on the interstate for hours. Water rescues as torrential rains swamp several cities. That system tonight moving east. Also tonight, the break in the case. A teen wanted in connection with the stabbing death of Tessa Majors, located by authorities in New York City. Is he the one who stabbed her? Impeachment showdown. President Trump continuing his Christmas Twitter storm, slamming Nancy Pelosi as one Republican senator says she was, quote, disturbed by Mitch McConnell's claim he's in lockstep with the White House heading into the Senate impeachment trial. Killers on the loose. 2 mass robbery suspects walk into a Denny's just after Christmas night with guns drawn, opening fire, customers on the ground, 1 killed, another wounded. Tonight, police asking for your help. The ski resort avalanche, the massive snowslide coming down on a marked trail, the race to dig out trapped holiday skiers. Notre Dame in peril, the grim Christmas message about the possible fate of the iconic cathedral after that devastating fire earlier this year. And caught in the act, the Amazon delivery driver spotted on surveillance dropping off a package before allegedly taking off with it. Why the sheriff is now demanding answers from Amazon.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday. I'm Tom Yamas, in for David. And we begin tonight with a deadly winter slam the day after Christmas, one of the busiest travel days of the year. The powerful system striking millions across the Southwest, dumping so much snow in the mountains, look at that authorities closed I-5 north of Los Angeles. Some drivers stranded for up to 7 hours. At lower elevations, a deluge, heavy rains, high winds, and a flash flood threat. Water rescues reported in several Southern California cities. And there are winter watches and warnings in effect tonight across 12 states, and that system, you see it there, is moving east. More on the forecast with Rob in a moment, but we start with ABC's Will Carr along a stretch of I-5 in Southern California.
Tonight, snow snarling traffic in the Golden State, with millions trying to drive home on the busiest travel day of the holiday season.
Looks like a car spun out.
Just outside of Los Angeles, a 1-2 punch. Up to 2 feet of snow in some places, coupled with strong winds. With low visibility, authorities shut down the part of I-5 known as the Grapevine and part of I-15, trapping drivers in whiteout conditions.
Never imagined this would happen, but yeah, look around. This is us.
Johnny Lim was stuck for 8 hours before help finally arrived to get him out. Some stranded in the snow overnight, including a truck driver found dead this morning in his rig. The cause of death now under investigation. At lower elevations, torrential rain.
It's pretty bad out there, like windshield wipers, full blast.
Leaving cars swimming through intersections. One stranded, pushed out by a police cruiser. The LA Fire Department rescuing a 52-year-old man from 6 feet of cold water overnight.
We have a victim back to the shoreline.
Racing him to get checked out for hypothermia. In San Diego, more water rescues and massive trees crashing into cars and homes. One man killed by a huge falling redwood in Northern California.
All right, Will Carr joins us now from along the I-5. That freeway shut down for hours. Will, what are officials telling you about the conditions out there?
Well, Tom, snow is still blanketing the mountainside behind me, and it's not often that you can stand in the middle of I-5. This is a major thoroughfare here in Los Angeles County. You can see CHP is turning all of these drivers around, and at this point, we don't know when the interstate will reopen as the storm moves to the Midwest with more of those blizzard conditions. Tom.
Will Carr, that developing story tonight. Will, thank you. And this deadly storm system is far from done, sweeping toward the Midwest this evening. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano has the latest. Rob, good evening.
Good evening, Tom. This is a compact and powerful storm that will be expanding across the country. It's going coast to coast. Already, check it out. We have winter storm alerts from Minnesota all the way back through Southern California, where the center of that low still sits. So it's pushing more in the way of heavy precip and wind into Vegas and Phoenix tonight. The heavy snows will get into New Mexico and the San Juans of Colorado tomorrow. Tomorrow night, snows in Denver, but I think the heavier snows will be in the central and northern plains. If you're flying through Minneapolis, could see some snow delays there on Saturday. Rain delays in Chicago Saturday, because that's the warm sector. Record highs there again, and that will spawn severe storms across the Mid-South Saturday and Sunday, with the whole mess getting into the East Coast by Monday. Tom?
All right, Rob, we thank you for that. Next tonight, a 2-week manhunt is over as police in New York City say they've located a 14-year-old suspect wanted for questioning in connection with the murder of Tessa Majors, that Barnard College freshman fatally stabbed at a city park near campus. The teen detained and questioned by authorities and submitting DNA tests before he was released. But police say they believe he is the one who stabbed her. Here's ABC's Ariel Reshef.
Tonight, the NYPD announcing that major break in the murder of Barnard College freshman Tessa Majors. A 14-year-old on the run for 2 weeks who police believe stabbed Majors to death, located and questioned, ending a massive manhunt that haunted the campus community. The city's chief of detectives tweeting, "This was a significant development. Although he has since been released to the custody of his attorneys, the investigation remains very active." The police stressing lawyers for the teen were present while he was detained. Officials say the 14-year-old was found this morning in the Bronx, tracked using electronic surveillance, brought in, photographed, fingerprinted, and swabbed for DNA. Majors apparently fighting back during the apparent mugging, leaving bite marks on one of her attackers. A 13-year-old in custody, now facing a felony murder charge, allegedly implicating himself and 2 other teens from his middle school in the grisly crime.
I think it should disturb any New Yorker when we have a child involved in something this serious.
Attorneys for the 13-year-old cautioning against any rush to judgment, saying our client is a 13-year-old child who is presumed innocent with no juvenile record.
All right, Ariel joins us now live from the scene where that stabbing took place. And Ariel, I want to go back to that 14-year-old who was apprehended and released this morning. He's not been charged?
That's right, Tom. Police say that 14-year-old who was detained and then released has not been charged. Pending the outcome of that DNA test, the NYPD is not commenting further, saying this is an ongoing investigation. Tom?
Ariel Reshef with those new developments tonight. Ariel, thank you. We want to turn now to politics and the looming impeachment showdown in the Senate, with the first sign a party line vote may not be a sure thing for the Trump administration. Moderate Alaska Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski, quote, disturbed by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, saying he's in lockstep with President Trump and the White House counsel. At the same time, President Trump continuing his Christmas Day Twitter storm, insisting the whole thing is a scam. ABC's Rachel Scott is in Florida with the president.
Tonight, a potential crack in the president's wall of Republican support.
When I heard that, I was disturbed.
Moderate Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska is reacting in an interview with KTUU to Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's promise to work in total coordination with the White House during the Senate trial to come.
To me, it means that we have to take that step back from being hand in glove with the defense.
Murkowski is one of several lawmakers under the microscope. When Congress returns from the holiday recess, all eyes will be on a group of centrist senators, including Republicans Susan Collins and Mitt Romney, but also Democrats Doug Jones and Joe Manchin, red state senators who may feel pressure to vote against an impeachment conviction. In the House, not a single Republican voted in favor of either article of impeachment.
We did lose one Republican vote in the House.
And while the Republican majority in the Senate makes Trump's acquittal all but certain, it's not clear whether he will be able to tout unanimous Republican support.
If it means that I am viewed as one who looks openly and critically at every issue in front of me rather than acting as a rubber stamp for my party or my president, I'm totally good with that.
President Trump in Florida on the attack, railing against House Speaker Nancy Pelosi for withholding the articles of impeachment. The president writing, Democrats said they wanted to rush everything through to the Senate, adding, now they don't want to go fast anymore.
All right, Rachel Scott joins us now from West Palm Beach, Florida. And Rachel, as you mentioned, with the Senate needing a 2/3 majority, it's highly unlikely he'll be removed, but there are other matters in the trial where these centrist senators could have a major impact.
That's right, Tom. Any vote on whether witnesses should have to testify only requires a simple majority. So any Republican defections on those matters would be critical. Tom?
Rachel Scott for us tonight. Rachel, thank you. We move on now to a pair of killers on the loose after a robbery turned deadly at a Virginia Denny's early this morning. Chilling surveillance footage. Take a look at this, showing the two masked suspects entering the restaurant, one clearly waving a gun. Customers and employees ordered to the ground. 2 people were shot. 1 did not survive. Here's ABC's Adrian Bankert with the manhunt now underway.
Tonight, a manhunt for these 2 armed robbery suspects who shot 2 people at a Denny's in Manassas, Virginia. The suspects seen on security cameras enter the restaurant after 2 a.m., both armed, one pulling a pistol, the other a baton, demanding cash from employees and customers and ordering more than 20 people to the ground.
One person shot in the stomach and right leg. One person supposedly shot in the head. We're advising now one tourniquet being applied.
As the suspects were leaving, one of the men shot a 34-year-old customer seated on the floor cooperating with their orders. Then police say Yusuf Osgar, picking up a delivery order, unwittingly held the door open for the suspects. The 56-year-old hit in the head with a baton, then shot to death.
2 males, 6 foot, all dressed in black, both with handguns, ran through the parking lot.
The 34-year-old tonight is in the hospital with serious injuries, but is expected to survive. Tom, the suspects didn't even leave with any money. Still, police believe that this incident is linked to 3 recent robberies in the area that occurred in just the past few days. Tom?
Adrian Bankert with that chilling video tonight. Adrian, thank you. Next tonight, the tragic turn for an ESPN college football reporter who died after battling pneumonia on his 34th birthday. Here's ABC's Gio Benitez.
Tonight, an outpouring of tributes.
I'm Edward Ashoff, ESPN.
After the sudden death of 34-year-old ESPN reporter Ed Ashoff following a battle with pneumonia.
People wanted to be around him. They wanted to get to know him, and that's why he connected with everybody.
Ashoff, who covered college football for the network, tweeting just before Thanksgiving, for someone who never gets sick, I've had some fever, cough, fatigue, flu thing for about 2 weeks now. By early December, Ashoff said what started as a virus had turned into bilateral pneumonia in both lungs. He was put on antibiotics, but was still struggling. Quote, days are getting better, but nights are basically fever and coughing and sweating. Ashoff passing away on Christmas Eve, his 34th birthday.
We have to remember old, young, healthy, or chronic medical condition, pneumonia has the potential to be fatal.
And Tom, doctors remind us that dying from pneumonia is relatively uncommon for 34-year-olds, but it does kill 50,000 people every year. There is a pneumonia vaccine for anyone over the age of 65 or with certain medical conditions. As always, check with your doctor. Tom?
Such a shocking turn of events here, though. All right, Gio, thank you. Overseas now in the security scare for the Israeli Prime Minister. Benjamin Netanyahu rushed from an election rally after Israeli officials say a rocket was fired into the country from the Gaza Strip on Hanukkah. The Iron Dome intercepting that rocket. No casualties reported. Israeli aircraft also carried out multiple strikes at a Hamas military base. And developing in the Philippines, at least 20 people are dead and many more missing after a Christmas Day typhoon. Typhoon Fan Phone triggering widespread flooding, causing landslides and knocking out power to entire provinces. Authorities estimate 25,000 holiday travelers were stranded after the Coast Guard prevented ships from leaving port. And in Paris, a grim Christmas message about Notre Dame Cathedral after that devastating fire in April. The rector acknowledging the 850-year-old structure visited by millions each year may not survive. Here's ABC's Lama Hassan.
Tonight, new questions about whether Paris's beloved Notre Dame Cathedral will ever be fully restored. That devastating fire in April ripping through the historic church, sending its famous spire plummeting through the cathedral's roof. For the first time in over 200 years, Christmas midnight mass moved from Notre Dame to a nearby church. The church's rector now revealing the structure is still so fragile, there's only a 50% chance it might be saved. Today, it is not out of danger, he says. It will be out of danger when we take out the remaining scaffolding. There is still a risk. 50,000 tubes of scaffolding installed for a planned renovation before the fire is now threatening the cathedral's Gothic vaults.
General.
We saw the extent of the damage firsthand back in May, the French general put in charge of rebuilding, showing David the architecture that had kept the cathedral intact.
There is no question that these arches, built in the 12th century, saved the cathedral.
Yes.
Tom, the plan is to remove all the scaffolding to assess the damage before beginning the reconstruction in 2021. If the church survives, it might be safe enough for tourists in 2024, but a full restoration will take even longer. Tom.
Lama Hassan with that major headline out of Paris tonight. Lama, thank you. And there's still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Thursday. The Mountainside Rescue, an avalanche barreling through a busy ski resort. The latest from search teams on the ground. Also, the unexpected porch pirate. An Amazon driver caught on camera allegedly stealing a package he was delivering. How police tracked him down and the reaction from Amazon tonight. Plus, the fiery highway crash, a semi-truck slamming into an overpass, bursting into flames. The new images just coming in. What happened here? Stay with us.
And Doug.
Hour 36 of the stakeout. As soon as the homeowners arrive, we'll inform them that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, so they'll only pay for what they need. Your turn to keep watch, Lima. You wake me up if you see anything. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Most people think of Verizon as a reliable phone company.
But to businesses, we're a reliable partner. We keep companies ready for what's next.
We weave security into their business,
Virtualize their operations.
And build AI customer experiences. We also keep them ready for the next big opportunity.
like 5G.
Almost all the Fortune 500 partner with us.
When it comes to digital transformation,
Verizon keeps business ready.
Skip to the good part with Alka-Seltzer Plus, now with 25% more concentrated power. Nothing works faster for powerful cold relief. Oh, what a relief it is. So fast.
It's all so quiet. And so peaceful until you ring the bell. Ring the bell, you broke the spell of falling in love.
Smash it with a Candy Crush booster. Play now.
Grandpa, can you tell me the story again?
Every family has their own unique story. Give your family the chance to discover theirs this holiday season with Ancestry.
Back now with the Amazon driver caught on camera allegedly stealing a package he was supposed to deliver. Police tracking him down but say Amazon would not initially cooperate. Here's ABC's Victor Okendo.
This home surveillance shows what Florida police say is an Amazon driver dropping off a package at a front door right next to a Christmas tree, marking it delivered, even snapping a photo, then picking it back up and stealing it. The homeowner reported it immediately, but despite having video evidence, the Polk County Sheriff's Office says Amazon would not cooperate and told them to get a subpoena before identifying the driver, forcing police to take a different route. Detectives pulled the license plate and eventually tracked down and arrested 27-year-old Jose Campos. Turns out he'd been using his girlfriend's car to make deliveries, and police say he has admitted to the crime.
We thought this is a no-brainer case. Here's the address, here's the date, here's the time. Can you tell us who the driver is? Wrong. Amazon wouldn't tell us.
In a statement, Amazon now says it's working to understand what occurred here to make it right. It happened before Christmas. Peak season for porch pirates across the country. Turns out the stolen package here in Florida had some soap and some other products from Bath & Body Works. Grand total, about $19. The driver has been charged with theft and burglary. Tom?
Victor Okendo for us. Victor, thank you for that. When we come back, the recall alert, hard-boiled eggs linked to a deadly listeria outbreak, what you need to know, and the popular grocery chain now affected. Plus, the suspect captured, the man wanted for killing the brother of an NFL quarterback and his friend, now in police custody, where the multi-day manhunt came to an end.
You the lawyer?
My name is Brian Stevenson.
Walter,
how can I help you?
feeling a slap.
What you gonna do different? Gonna make them listen.
Now come on and break me the truth. 400 years in the making. Trust
I know you didn't kill Rhonda Morrison.
You know that kid you get to the bottom of this, right?
Whoever did it is still out there somewhere.
So what's next?
Justice. Let's get to work.
Just Mercy. Now playing in select theaters everywhere January 10th. Rated PG-13.
If there was an official shoe of America, it'd be the cowboy boot. The cowboy boot isn't just one thing to a chosen few. They go to work wherever you do. They have an opinion and grit. They handsome up a room and stand with confidence in every moment they get. More simply put, America, cowboy boots are ready for what's next. So you can be too. Find your pair at tecovas.com. Western goods for new frontiers.
Each year, Americans waste $21 billion by overpaying on car insurance. That's why I went to thezebra.com. Because while every company claims to save you money on car insurance, the Zebra shows you who actually can.
Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com today.
Newsflash, people are different.
Yep.
So we should have different plans to lose weight. Introducing new personal plans from Nutrisystem. Triple match to your goals, your body type, and your food preferences. The food's delivered to my door. Simple. With Nutrisystem, you'll lose weight and learn to keep it off.
Get your personal plan and lose up to 18 pounds in your first 2 months. Money back guaranteed. Act now. Buy 1 month, get one free.
Go online or call 888-918-FIT1. I'm about to say 2 words that will make Washington insiders very uncomfortable. Term limits. You and I both know we need term limits, that Congress shouldn't be a lifetime appointment. But members of Congress and the corporations who've bought our democracy hate term limits. Too bad. I'm Tom Steyer, and I approve this message because the only way we get universal health care, address climate change, and make our economy more fair is to change business as usual in Washington.
This is what real food looks like. Fresh, real meat and veggies. The food dogs were built to eat. The Farmer's Dog is changing the way we feed our pets. Visit tryfarmersdog.com to see your dog's personalized meal plan.
Does scrubbing grease feel like a workout? Scrub less with Dawn Ultra. Its superior grease cleaning formula gets to work faster, making easy work of tough messes. Dawn is a go-to grease cleaner throughout the kitchen, too. Keep a bottle in the laundry room to pre-treat greasy stains. And keep Dawn in the garage to lift grease off car rims. It's even gentle enough to clean wildlife affected by oil. Dawn's grease cleaning power takes care of tough grease wherever it shows up. Scrub less, save more with Dawn.
Time now for the index and the fiery highway crash. New video shows the cab of a semi-truck engulfed in flames. This is just outside of Flint, Michigan. The truck losing control, riding up an embankment before slamming into an overpass and catching fire. No word on what caused the crash. The driver walking away, though, with only minor injuries. And the arrest ending a multi-day manhunt in Tennessee. 23-year-old Michael Mosley taken into custody for the fatal stabbing of 2 college students outside of a bar in Nashville. One of the victims identified as the brother of an NFL quarterback. Mosley, who was on the state's most wanted list, found hiding inside of an empty home that was for sale. Overseas now, the avalanche at a busy ski resort. The avalanche striking a popular slope at the Ski Arena Resort in Andermatt, Switzerland. A search team rescuing several people buried under the snow. 2 people had to be airlifted to the hospital. Authorities do not believe anyone else is trapped. And back here at home, in the recall linked to a deadly listeria outbreak, Allmark Foods is recalling all of its hard-boiled eggs produced out of Gainesville, Georgia, over possible listeria contamination. The recall also including egg salad and potato salad sold at Trader Joe's. At least 1 person has died and 4 others hospitalized across multiple states. We have much more information on our website. And when we come back, the NFL star with a surprise play for one hometown family that really needed it. Stay with us.
Capital One knows life doesn't update you about your credit card. So meet Eno, the Capital One assistant that catches things that might look wrong and helps you fix them. Another way Capital One is watching out for your money when you're not. What's in your wallet?
No cover-up spray here. Cheaper aerosols can cover up odors in a flowery fog, but Febreze Air Effects eliminates odors. With a 100% natural propellant, it leaves behind a pleasant scent you'll love. Freshen up. Don't cover up. Febreze.
Smart news.
I was only watching news I agreed with.
I was only getting news from social media.
Now, I use Smart News. It has news that matters. I trust Smart News.
Download Smart News for free today.
It's so quiet. And so peaceful until you ring the bell. You broke the spell of falling in love.
Smash it with a Candy Crush booster. Play now.
Thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, are living in the moment and taking Ibrance. Ibrance with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ibrance plus letrozole significantly delayed disease progression versus letrozole and shrank tumors in over half of patients. Patients taking Ibrance can develop low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infections that can lead to death. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs that can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are pregnant, breastfeeding, or plan to become pregnant. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
You good?
Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance.
Work so hard, give it everything you got. Strength of a lioness, tough as a knot. Rocking the stage and we're never gonna stop. All strength, no sweat, just in case you forgot.
Secret. All strength, no sweat.
Next Thursday, Alex Trebek and his wife Jean, from His Health
You haven't spoken about your husband's illness before. What's the toughest part for both of you?
to the greatest of all time Jeopardy event.
Showtime.
What is Jeopardy? Next Thursday on ABC.
Finally tonight, a pro on and off the field. The NFL quarterback with an unforgettable surprise for 3 young fans. It's America Strong. Like so many kids across America, family and football are at the center of these 3 brothers' lives. Talon, Skylar, and Tyson. They live in Michigan. Their dad, Connor, coaching them through those tough practices and there for the big games, rooting on the hometown team, the Detroit Lions. 2019 will be a year these 3 brothers will never forget because it's the year their father, just 40 years old, passed away. It's a story that breaks your heart
and one that touched the quarterback of the Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford, in a very special way. He and his wife decided to try and do something to make the holidays a little happier for this family. So they came up with a plan, surprising the boys at their front door.
Oh my God!
It took just seconds for the brothers to realize what was happening.
Are you Talon? Yeah. And are you Skylar?
The NFL great and his wife right there in their home, carrying presents and asking to hang out. Stafford even playing the football